Get ready to strap on your Spelljammer helm and waddle through the Astral Sea, because in this video, we will be taking the monster stat block for everyone's favorite spacefaring penguins from 2nd and 5th editions so you can play one of the coolest critters in the multiverse. I'm talking about the Dohwar. I will be going over their lore, their abilities, and provide you with some character ideas for Spelljammer and some of the other official 5th edition settings. Hey everyone, this is Josh. Welcome to Dungeoneers Pack. Let's dive right into it. The Dohwar made their first appearance in Monstrous Compendium Spelljammer Appendix 2 for 2nd edition in 1991 by TSR. They would not be seen again until 5th edition, being printed in Boo's Astral Menagerie, one of 3 books part of the 5th edition Spelljammer Adventures in Space book set. In the Spelljammer setting, Dohwar are depicted as pudgy and pushy merchants. Remember that time on the internet when the Resident Evil merchant meme was everywhere?
What are you selling?
Yeah, that's the Dohwar. Their lack of people skills does not stop them though, and they find every possible opportunity to make a buck. Physically, Dohwar resemble your typical penguins with a few exceptions. In 5th edition, their feathers have a range of colors. Most notably, they are blue, green, or purple. Another distinction is that they have clawed hands instead of wings. On the other hand, in 2nd edition, they are identical to Emperor penguins. Communication is key to Dohwar's business operations. They communicate telepathically with each other. If a group of merchant Dohwars have been together long enough, their telepathic link has them operating in sync. They can anticipate each other's actions and often finish each other's sentences. The Spelljammer setting presents the Dohwar culture as business-oriented. Family groups are structured like corporations. They have an executive board that guides the direction of the family and a president who acts as the figurehead and final decision-maker. A Dohwar family of merchants who travel the Astral Seas acts as a branch to the family, with the captain and pilot of the ship being referred to as the manager. Now, moving on from the lore, the Dohwar have some abilities that will have you do more than just slip and slide your way through the battlefield. The penguin folk are no ordinary humanoid. In 5th edition, the Dohwar are the fey creature type as found in their stat block in Boo's Astral Menagerie. There isn't any lore to support this, but I'm assuming this is due to their whimsical appearance. This will give the Dohwar a slight edge in combat as they cannot be hit by hold person or any other spell that specifically targets humanoids. Just don't go expecting to be wielding heavy weapons, as the Dohwar are the small size. They will be just as fast as they are on land as they are in water, with a walking speed of 30 feet and a swim speed equal to their walking speed. If you can increase your movement speed through class features like the Monk's Unarmored Movement or feats like Mobile, this will also apply to your movement in water. For you to connect with your teammates, as mentioned in the lore, you will have telepathy. You will be able to speak to any creature within 30 feet of you even if you don't share a language. A bite attack is pretty standard on most monster stat blocks and is often something that can be thrown to the wayside when converting a monster into a playable species, but this is something I couldn't ignore. Based on appearance alone, it would make sense to give Dohwar a peck attack instead of a bite attack, but those of you budding zoologists, or those of you who may have stumbled across this bit of nightmare fuel will know better. Peering into the mouth of a penguin, you will find that the roof of their mouth and their tongue are filled with spikes. Taking inspiration from this natural horror, a Dohwar's bite attack will deal piercing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength modifier. The next trait is absolutely no horror and way more winter fun. With Belly Slide, you will be able to use your bonus action to drop prone and move away from your enemies without provoking attacks of opportunity. This acts as an escape tool or mini dash to help you slide across the map. Since penguins are no stranger to frigid conditions and the ocean depths, Dohwar have the Arctic Adaptation and Hold Breath traits. Arctic Adaptation will grant you resistance to cold damage, and you will be able to move through difficult terrain with ease as long as it's a slippery surface. The resistance to cold damage will have you automatically succeeding against extreme cold conditions. Hold Breath does as it says. Your character can hold their breath for up to 1 hour, allowing you to make use of its swim speed. If you want to play a Dohwar, you can forgo the lore from D&D's history and just play them as an Arctic-dwelling species. I think the Spelljammer lore provides some interesting starting points to spark some inspiration for a Dohwar character. The Dohwar are meant to be the de facto spacefaring merchants running those quirky item shops in the Astral Sea. Playing as a merchant Dohwar will make you highly social. While D&D lore depicts Dohwar as pushy business owners with no people skills, as a player, feel free to buck the trend and make your Dohwar the ultimate customer service rep. Being a merchant doesn't mean you just run a small shop or you travel around with a bag full of stuff that you can just try to sell in your downtime. You could turn that traveling merchant trope up a notch and have your Dohwar be a celebrity of sorts. Channel your addiction to infomercials and have your character be a spokesperson who sells other people's items for a cut. A bard or rogue that specializes in deception and persuasion will have you unleash your inner Billy Mays. If you want to be less of a spectacle and closer to a classic merchant, play as an artificer to craft and sell your own inventions. One of the most evocative depictions of Dohwar is seeing this penguin folk riding a pig with wings. In Spelljammer, the Dohwar have a military force of fully armored penguin soldiers that ride into the skies on top of their trusty space swine. The image of a heavily armored Dohwar can either push against the cute animal aesthetics for those who want to be taken seriously, or look straight up goofy for those who want to lean into the visual absurdity. For the serious take, there's no way to look past the animal exterior. Instead, embrace it. Your Dohwar warrior could be underestimated due to their appearance, which they in turn use to their advantage to take out their enemies. And if you want to make your friends laugh at the table, you could just have your Dohwar warrior bumble their way through the campaign, getting by off of sheer luck. They are unassuming, not aware, but somehow manage to survive. Pet subclasses tend to be hit or miss mechanically in 5th editions, so if you're looking for something that can stand on its own, and the DM so happens to let you have a space swine, I suggest Cavalier Fighter. If you don't want to take a risk and want to have full control whether you have a flying pig, there's always the Beastmaster Ranger. The last thing to touch on is how you can play the Dohwar in other 5th edition settings. For the most part, since Dohwar are a spelljamming species, they can find their way to any of the classic fantasy D&D settings through crossing the spheres on their ship. Playing as a Dohwar who survived a crash landing in the settings of the Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, or Greyhawk is perfect for players who are brand new to the setting and don't know the lore. They can learn about the setting at the same time as their character does. Yet, I do think the Dohwar can be played in another classic D&D setting that you wouldn't think of first. I think the Dohwar are a perfect fit for Ravenloft, sorta. I don't think they're great in Ravenloft proper, unless your DM is sadistic enough to fill a room full of vampiric penguins, cause again, those teeth are nightmare fuel. But if they exist in a domain of dread set in an Arctic landscape, they'd be perfect. Dohwar can be from a frozen realm inspired by movies like The Thing and 30 Days of Night. That said, he can play on the themes of paranoia, isolation, and survival against the elements and the unknown. They could be a species on this plane that have learned to survive due to their telekinetic connectivity. To tie it back to Spelljammer, maybe the Dohwar are in the mist, crash landed, and built a settlement to survive. Time has passed, the Dohwar have forgotten the incident and have built their settlement on an ancient evil, possibly alien, which was the cause of their crash in the first place. They continue to lose their memories and succumb to this evil. The Dohwar player character could be the only or one of the few who have broken away from the settlement and realized that something is wrong. With the help of the party that has found their way into this frozen horrorscape, they try their best to survive and overcome the festering evil. With that said, if you want to play Dohwar, you can get the species option in the description below for free. For patrons, you can get a PDF copy with art by Mick Cortez on Patreon. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know in the description, and let me know what other D&D monsters that should be player options that you'd like to see. Alright, I'm out of here. Have a good one.